Hey, Michael here. Welcome to Acquisitions Anonymous, the internet's #1 podcast about buying and selling small businesses. Today, we did a deal that was, kind of involved a lot of bathroom humor. So we really had fun. Me, Chelsea, and Heather. So stay tuned. Here's the episode.
Hey everyone, it's Bill, and I want to tell you about maybe the most exciting sponsor we've had in a long time on the pod. It's called Capital Pad, and it is the thing that I wish existed when I started my journey of operating and investing in small businesses. So Capital Pad is a marketplace for acquisition entrepreneurs, that is, people who want to buy a business and need capital to list their deals and solicit capital from other people who want to invest in acquisition deals. So if you want to back somebody buying a small business, Capital Pad is the place to do it. And if you want to buy a business and need capital, you can go on Capital Pad to be introduced to investors. So the really great thing too from the investor side is that Capital Pad takes care of all of the details that can get hairy with small business acquisitions. They handle standardized terms, standardized governance, standardized distributions, all upfront in black and white. Basically, Capital Pad professionalizes investing in small businesses. And the returns can be really, really good. I'm so stoked they exist. It's founded by my friend Travis, who is a phenomenal entrepreneur in his own right. So if this sounds like something that is appealing to you, if you want to buy a small business and need capital, or if you want to invest in small businesses, go check out capitalpad.com and tell them that Acquisitions Anonymous sent you.
It's myself, Michael, and the two lady co-hosts. And so I put up the deal. I was like, hey, look, do you guys want to do this one? And you both laughed hysterically, which was great. So can I pitch you on this deal? By the way, it's from San Antonio.
Can't wait to hear.
Okay. It's from Biz Buy Sell. It is a specialty medical product that converts any toilet into a urinal. It's relocatable from San Antonio, Texas, which sounds good. As a resident of San Antonio, I think you should get this out of here. So they have a picture, and there are two designs. One where you basically have a plastic barrier that turns a bucket into a urinal, and another one that turns a regular toilet into a urinal. Basically creates a giant barrier that you pee into the barrier, and you make it happen. They have these two designs. They're asking $1 million. Cash flow is not disclosed. They have no revenue disclosed, no established date disclosed, all that kind of stuff. So, oh my God. All right, let me read you this. It's called the Urifunnel. Urifunnel. It was designed for any age male with or without a physical or mental disability. It is utilized by males of all ages and abilities. The Urifunnel allows a user to urinate from a standing position to promote hygiene, dignity, independence, and safety for all, including caregivers and families. It is very humiliating for an impaired adult to urinate all over the floor and walls. It offers a full spectrum of uses, from potty training to special needs patients to elderly patients that are recovering from major surgery to the sight impaired. It is a low-maintenance, cost-effective solution for healthcare settings such as hospitals, clinics, acute rehabilitation, SNFs, long-term care facilities, as well as home and hospice. Man, they just keep repeating the same stuff over and over again. Okay, here's the context. The inventor, owner, operator is seeking an acquirer or a business partner with an established business with a proven marketable healthcare product. The Urifunnel is patented and trademarked and has been sold online on various online platforms such as Amazon and Walmart.com. The product reviews on Amazon average 4.5 stars and has for a considerable time. Effectiveness is well documented, and repeat purchasers comment, as well as secondary purchases for adult bathrooms. It has been sold in all 50 states as well as internationally. They talk a bit here about how demographics of aging populations are benefiting this device. And then they have a website, urifunnel.com, as well as the 5 additional models that are available, and is a very attractive opportunity for individuals or companies with experience in healthcare, medical device, consumer product retailing, or manufacturing. International business experience would be an asset also. Current owners are trying, but would be willing to perform as a consultant for product enhancements and business development upon request. And man, my first reaction reading this, and I don't know what you think, Chelsea, but like it's kind of an admirable thing. Like I know we were kind of like joking about potty stuff, but in like the way they talk about the why of this is pretty cool. Like it's giving folks dignity that are going through challenging stuff.
Yeah. This reminds me of a deal I did with a client where basically a product is you're buying a product here. The deal I did, the product was already profitable and the buyer had sort of a way that they knew they could grow it, and they've been successful in doing that. This sounds like because they didn't give us anything other than a purchase price, that it may not be profitable at this point.
That was my question, because it's basically a medical device. That's what this would fit into. Like, and my first thought was potty training. When I saw it, I was like, I would love for my sons to have this. But I do think that there's a medical, it's a medical device more than anything. Mm-hmm. But it's patented, so it almost feels like this is more about an IP play than actually buying, or I guess not an IP, well, the patent's IP, but like you're buying the actual product, the design, the patent, and they're wanting to do the acquisition more for, it sounds like, distribution channels. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of how it's being pitched. But I like that the way that they've positioned it, right? I think the broker did a really good job of selling the value of it. And for, at least for lab members, I will say that a lot of our members are very much values-driven, mission-based folks, right? Like they're buying companies to do good for their community. They want to buy something they believe in, that they feel good about. And so I think this would appeal to those types of buyers. Somebody that has, like, we have a couple of doctors, right? And surgeons and all of that join the lab. And I feel like a Euro specialist, somebody that has connections, or someone that comes out of like senior living, that has a clear way of getting this adopted across large health systems would be really a good buyer.
I'm curious how patentable this really is. It looks like a big piece of plastic with
it's pretty simple design
with something sticky on the outside that kind of folds to make a toilet into a urinal.
Well, so my first instinct, why I like kind of giggled, is it looks like like the big wall flip charts that you take to strategy sessions. Like it looks like the base of that. And there's just like folded and put in the toilet, which at the end of a strategy session, I've had that desire before to take the whole
the strategy for
the whole strategy, right?
Yeah, that could be another version of this product, actually.
But I didn't know but the more I look at the picture, the more I realize I think it's actually formed. Like I think it's not like a flat thing that you like fold. I think it's actually built that way. And so I think it's more than just a piece of plastic that's flat.
Hey everybody, if you've listened to the show, you've probably heard us talk about franchises. While franchises can be a great path to business ownership for the right person, like there's a lot of pitfalls, and it's important to be really careful, as there are certainly good franchises to be in and bad franchises that you don't want to be in. Connor Gross is a friend of the pod and a resident expert on franchises, and Connor not only owns and operates his portfolio of multiple franchises, but he's also a franchise consultant and helps others work through, well, picking the right franchise for them. So as he's sponsoring today's episode, everyone should totally click in the show notes below to join Connor's newsletter and attend one of his Gateway to Franchise Ownership workshops. If you're ready to move and move quickly, schedule a call with Connor and his team today. You know what? I think they're going the wrong direction with this, because I think we all giggled because we've all dealt with little boys and kids who have the worst aim in history, right? And you spend your whole life cleaning up toilets with little yellow spots on them, and you're just like, bro,
and floors.
Just like pay attention to where you're shooting. Like, just do this. And I think something like this, in an era where we are today, where people buy every single product that could possibly be something to make them a better parent, this feels like something like, how cool would this be if there was like a little target on it and you had a little kid like trying to shoot and get points and stuff like that? Like, I would almost take this a different direction, where I love the mission, but the opportunity actually feels much more like selling to suburban parents.
I have to agree. Like potty training, we bought every little thing, and especially the urinal stuff for our sons. There was one I remember that like when they peed, it like spun the thing. Like it was like they were aiming for something, because it was like, again, trying to get them to stop peeing on the floor. And so I'm with you. My initial reaction was potty training, and it does mention potty training once in the listing. which could be a diversification strategy, right? It's like it's been established as a medical device. Now you go and remarket it, make it friendly.
I'm wondering about shipping costs, just looking at the size of this. I mean, a child size would be better. But to your point, if it's formed like this already,
Correct.
You're not like bending it into if you could ship it flat, it would be pretty easy to ship and pretty cheap. But if it's actually formed in the shape that we're seeing in this picture, that's a big box for a pretty lightweight product. That's just, kind of a clunky size, I guess. And I think the shipping might be kind of expensive.
I'm going to look it up and see if it's flat. Because I'm
so Heather,
super
who do you think
intrigued.
should buy this? Who do you think should get involved in this?
I mean, it's a single product. So I'd love to see somebody buy it, kind of like Chelsea said, somebody that's got, medical background, whatnot. But also somebody who's already got other products that are similar, and this is an add-on. I think that would make more sense.
There is actually a target on it.
Oh.
Which is adorable. It looks like a snap system. So it's flat and then it snaps into shape at the base and then gets inserted. And so it looks like it looks like there is indeed a Target one though. Different color Targets you can buy potentially. They've got a couple on their website. I like the website. The website's nice.
Okay. It's a product that's got some potential for sure. It's patented, but it seems like someone could make something very similar to this pretty easily. Is there really a moat around this, even with the patent?
I mean, literally, you could just take a piece of plastic,
right,
and just, which I'm hands down kind of. Although the design of it, right, like the way that when I looked at it, if you were to take a piece of like plastic and bend it, you're going to get a funnel, right? It's not going to have this shape the way that they've cut it. Now, it would be pretty easy probably to cut it, but anyway, I do think
it looks like it was invented by doing that, though. Like somebody
exactly.
And went, we could get it molded like this and make it a little better, and let's get a patent on that. That's what it looks like.
I do like deals where they've actually gone through the steps and patented the design, just from a a value lever perspective, for the sake of the podcast.
Yeah, I think the right person for this would be like a young hustler who's like willing to live on ramen for a while. And I think that person could come to Cliff, who's the broker here, and say, hey, Cliff, like, you're not going to get anybody to pay for this, but I can maybe turn into something, let me work on it. And let's come up with some kind of structure where I can earn my way in by doing sales. Cause I do not think there's anybody who wants to pay $1 million for a patented P conversion thing here.
I mean, again, if it's got cash flow and they've got relationships and there's a reason for it, fine, right? Like all day long, I think strong businesses have good reason to be acquired. Not disclosing cash flow, to Heather's earlier point, makes me think it's not.
There's none.
And so,
I know. I so wish they would just say, instead of not disclosed, pre-earnings or whatever they want to say. Something.
But they have reviews, so like people
they're
are
selling some. Yeah,
selling. So like, I guess my reaction to this listing when I saw the $1 million, and I mean no disrespect to the owner, is it feels like a value price of like, I put a lot of time and energy and vision to this. It's worth $1 million versus a business valuation. That was my initial reaction, right? When it says no cash flow disclosed, it's like when you talk to sellers and the sellers always think it's worth 10x, even though they tell you it's not, that they don't feel that way. When you actually tell them like, what's the price? And then they tell you and you're like, that's a 10x. And so I think this is potentially the value that the inventor placed on it. Like, I'd sell my business for $1 million.
Yeah. Basis bias. Who taught us
Thank
that?
you.
Somebody, yeah. This is what I put into it. That's the price that I need to get back out. Yeah.
I will sell the lab to anyone that wants to pay me $100 million. That's no.
Oh, I got some kids for sale too. If we're talking that kind of,
I won't sell my kids, but anyway, I get it. Value pricing, right? Like,
this is cool. I'm glad we talked about this one. So
yeah, thank you.
All right. So anybody's making an offer here?
I'll make an offer to learn more, but no.
I think the other angle here is it looks like they've built these to be reusable. I think there's certainly a market that would buy these if they were disposable, right?
Good point.
Especially in healthcare.
Then it becomes a recurring revenue purchase where it's like, hey, you know,
you don't want to clean these. Yeah,
you don't clean it. What you do is you just throw it out, and we replace it with a new one. And go from
kind of like the toilet liners.
Yeah,
right. It's like a urinal thing that you just flush down the toilet.
Toilet liners? Is this something that happens in ladies' bathrooms that I don't know about?
It's in the Midwest, right? Isn't it a Midwest thing?
Yeah, they have like mechanisms on the toilets that like push out a toilet seat liner.
Oh yeah, I don't see those as much anymore.
Maybe you're not going to classy enough places, Michael. I don't know.
I guess not. I mean, it did also get me thinking about, you know, when I was 18 years old, I went to college expecting that the men's bathrooms would be disgusting, and the ladies' bathrooms in the dorms would be pristine. And then one time I was like over at the ladies' dorm, and they're like, okay, well, like, here, we'll watch the door. You go in and use the ladies' bathroom. So I go in there, and it was disgusting. It was like the filthiest stuff. I was like, how do you guys as a species like smell so good and you're so clean all the time, and then your bathroom looks like this? Like, it was just disgusting. So anyway, that's not relevant to this deal at all, but
girls go through a phase in that age that it is filthy. Yeah, it's true.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
It's gross. Anyway, you learn a lot in college. Sometimes not what you're supposed to learn. All right, you guys want to wrap it up here?
I think we should.
Yeah.
It's going downhill fast, Michael.
Great job, ladies. We'll talk to you later.